Hello friends, I am Dr. Anamika Aherwal. Today we are gathered here to discuss and to know more about MOOCs, wherein my main focus would be on quality teaching and aspects of improving the quality of teaching. So here I am presenting my views on how MOOCs can play a vital role on quality teaching and aspects of improvement. I shall be presenting my views under following heads: what is MOOCs, problem domain, overview of the proposed teaching plan, how we can improve the quality of teaching, and the last place, role of MOOCs. First of all, I would like to tell you about MOOCs. It is massive open online course. M represents massive, means there may be thousands, millions plus students in a MOOC. O represents open, means anyone anywhere can register for these courses. Another O represents online, that is coursework is delivered entirely over the internet. Whereas C is for the course, which means similar to online college courses. Before I proceed, it is very important to know the problem domain, where exactly the problems resides. On the basis of these, we can think about our teaching methodology, how could it be removed. So before I talk on quality teaching, we first know about problem domain. So we can improve our teaching quality. When we use same teaching methodology, the students get bored, they do not show interest in learning, so we should use different teaching methodologies for different topics. So when we think about students, then there are many questions start floating in our mind. Among those questions, I would like to share a few of them which are important for my point of view. So the first question is, why students are not interested to attend the classes? Why they are not interested in learning? Why they prefer shortcut methods for preparing exams? Why they are not much aware about the latest technology? Why they are not able to prepare the notes? Why they are unable to set their goals or what they actually want to do in their career. This is a very serious problem nowadays. So we have to work on this problem. And another question is, why they have lack of discipline, sincerity and devotion. After I analyze these questions, I try to prepare a teaching plan in which new terms are included in it. Here I would like to share my proposed teaching plan, which I usually prefer. So this is the overview of the proposed teaching plan. So I would like to divide my teaching plan into 5 distinct phases. The first phase is go through the syllabus. In the second phase, I classify the syllabus, in which the first classification is the important and tough topics, and the another one is the average and easy topics. After the phase second, then enter into the third phase, that is of critical thinking, which is very important phase. After critical thinking phase, in the fourth phase, we prepare your MOOC for important and tough topics. Then after self-assessment in the phase 5. So after this proposed plan, we move to how we can improve the quality of teaching. We can improve the quality of teaching by creating our own MOOC through critical thinking, through creativity and innovation, and through self-assessment on regular basis. Now come to the role of MOOCs. What is the role of MOOCs in quality teaching? We can design our own e-content according to the student's need. If we develop some short course module for important and typical topics, so that is useful for faculties and useful for students. And another thing is the useful for college publicity worldwide. Now, how MOOCs is useful for faculty? This is the question. When faculty develops their own e-content, then the concept regarding subject would be clear, of course. Okay. So then after they would prepare the script and record their lecture, therefore the students would be easily able to understand the subject. So during the creation of this, the faculty can develop their communication skills, writing skills, teaching skills, right? So these would help them to make students understand the subject in various aspects of it, and that too is in easier way. So we can upload our MOOCs in our college website that can be used for reference in the future studies. Moreover, as we all know that we will apply for NEC, for NEC, all the universities, it is a compulsory. So if any faculty develop a MOOC, then it is very much beneficial for the NEC accreditation. So the next point is what? Critical thinking. Before we understand critical thinking, we first know what is thinking. Thinking is basically the core of the curriculum. So as we know that we could never stop thinking regardless day and night. There are numerous millions of thoughts floating in our minds simultaneously. So just for an example, even though you all are here listening to me, but you were simultaneously thinking about many things, right? So we all know that it is not possible to control our thoughts. We need to give directions our thoughts in constructive way so that we can create innovative ideas. Now we should also know that what thinking tells us. First is the what there is, what is happening, what our problems are, what our options are, what threatens us, what is important, what is unimportant, who our friends are, who our enemies are, what our history is, who we are, who loves us. And the thinking determines what we learn, how to learn, what we think is important to learn, what efforts we should expend, what we think is true, what we think is false, how things should be viewed, whether our learning is of high or low quality, whether our learning is deep or superficial. So now here a term critical thinking arises. Critical thinking is a self-directed process by which we can deliberate steps to think at the highest level of quality. So now comes to the skills of critical thinking. The list of core critical thinking skills include observation, interpretation, analysis, inference, evaluation, explanation, and metacognition. Metacognition means thinking about thinking, or we can say higher order thinking skills. Now the critical thinking employs not only logic but broad intellectual criteria such as clarity, credibility, accuracy, precision, relevance, depth, breadth, significance, and fairness. Okay, you can see in this diagram also. So we can say that the critical thinking mind equals to the educated mind. Next is creativity and innovation. Creativity is doing things differently, whereas innovation is doing things different, or you can say doing different things, right? Next comes to the teachers, the great innovators. Teachers are the greatest innovators. Anyone who stops learning is old, whether at 20 or 80s. Anyone who keeps learning stays young. To teach is to learn twice. Teachers should guide without dictating and participate without dominating. The critical factor is not class size but rather the nature of the teaching as it affects learning. So you can say learning never ends. Last is the self-assessment. This is the fifth phase. Okay. Self-assessment is very important for the task what we executed or implemented. So we must focus on the quality, not quantity, of the work and on constructive criticism. Self-monitoring and self-correction can be useful motivators for improvement. Now, I would like to share an incident. We all know about Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. When he was the scientific advisor, he came to DRD Gwalior. This is just an example. So after the seminar, he was in discussion with the director, and the lunch time started and everyone was waiting for him. And when he entered into the hall where the lunch was organized, he said, "Why haven't you started yet?" Someone said, "Sir, actually we were waiting for you." So Dr. Abdul Kalam politely replied them, they should not waste their time waiting for him, as it would delay the scheduled program. So after the event, when he was about to leave, he asked before he reaches his cabin, he wanted all the papers should be faxed and it should be on his table. So respect the value your time, be punctual and sincere. Every successful person has their own principles, and they never compromise with their principles and quality of work. They lived in disciplined life. They follow the proper time management. They do their work with full devotion and sincerity. So you should make practice to complete your work in the given time frame. After you can say another thing is, whatever you learn and teach, your concept should be clear. So we always complain that we haven't got sufficient time to complete the given task. We should know how to prioritize the task and how much time should be dedicated to the particular task. So don't compare yourself to others. If your today is better than yesterday, that means you are climbing on your success ladder. Be a good learner. Here I would also like to say something about research. We all are guiding the MTech students, so try to communicate their research papers in some good journals, and at least one paper should be present in conference so they can learn how to present their work. So because during their Viva Voice they don't know how to present their work in front of external. So focus on the quality, not quantity. Try to do something innovative at your research area. Here I am concluding with the hope that be like an innovator, not the follower. So just open your eyes, wake up and have faith on yourself that you can do anything. Nothing is impossible. We all are researchers, so think like a researcher so that you can become a good innovator. But remember that only thinking is not sufficient. You have to execute your thoughts. Without execution, your creation is nothing. Thank you so much for listening patiently. I'm very much thankful your comments, your suggestions. So this is basically on the demand. So I hope you people will satisfied after watching and listening this video. So once again, thank you so much to you all.